Hi guys, it's Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me. So today I'm making a magic wallet card. It's also called a Jacob's Ladder card. This is what the card looks like on the outside, and here's the inside. There are many tutorials on YouTube for these magic wallet cards, and I chose to follow one by Paper Folds, and I shall put the link below in the description box. Let's get started. I've got two pieces of card here, 3.5 inch by 5 inch, and I'm going to trim the corners with my corner rounder punch, and I do that to both pieces. It doesn't matter what size you make your magic wallet card, I just chose this size because it was a handy size for a gift card or for some money. Now I've got some ribbon here and I'm cutting 4 lengths of ribbon. I haven't measured it, I'm just making sure that the length of ribbon overhangs each side of the card by about 1 inch. I've got my 4 pieces of ribbon here and I take 2 of the pieces and lay them in a cross as I'm showing here. I get a piece of painter's tape so that I can temporarily adhere it before I turn the card over. Once the card is turned over, it's time to stick the ribbon down, and I'm applying double-sided tape to the ends of the ribbon on the left-hand side. And that tape goes on the top of the ribbon, as you can see. And I stick that down. I then get the card that's on the right hand side and slide it in under the end pieces of the ribbon on the other side, and I apply the double-sided tape to the underneath of the ribbon, the bottom. And I'm going to remove the release tape and stick that down to the card that's on the right hand side. Then I get the other 2 pieces of ribbon and one piece goes underneath, as I'm showing here at the top, and another piece, the other ribbon, at the bottom. Goes in underneath, as I'm demonstrating here. I then get some double-sided tape and apply it to the ribbon ends on the right hand side. Remove the release tape and stick that down. For the end ribbon pieces on the left hand side, the tape goes underneath on the bottom. You could also just use normal sticky tape and just stick the tape over the top of the ribbon there. It wouldn't make any difference as you don't see it, but I chose to use double-sided tape. So I'm going to remove the painter's tape here that was temporarily adhering the cross in place. And that's the hardest part of this card done. So I'm just making sure everything's aligned correctly. And I'm just making sure that it works. So I pop a gift card in just so I can make sure that the illusion is working. And it is, and it looks like the gift card's moving. Onto the decorating of the outside of the card, I'm using from Concord and 9th the Birthday Basics Turnabout stamp. I go ahead and set the Turnabout stamp up in my MISTI using the Handy Alignment Aid. Concord and 9th have available on their website comprehensive instructions on how to use these turnabout stamps and how to set them up in your stamp positioning tool. The ink pads I am using to stamp out my backgrounds are from the Distress Oxide ink range, and I'm using Candied Apple, Mustard Seed, Mowed Lawn and Blueprint Sketch. I kept to the primary colours for this card because I wanted it to be suitable for a girl or a boy. These magic wallet cards, I think, are a great idea to give money or a gift card to a teenager, or even a little bit younger in that 9 to 12-year-old age group. And the illusion of the money or the gift card changing sides when they opened the card from either side makes it appealing and a fun card to receive. So I'm just finishing up the background here, putting the last colour, and I go ahead and I stamp up another one so that I have 2. I wanted the front and the back of the magic wallet card to be identical so that when it was opened from either side it would look the same. I have 2 pieces of blue card here that have been cut to 3.5 by 5 inch, the same as the white pieces here, and also I have trimmed the corners with my corner rounder punch. These blue pieces are covers that go on the front and the back of the magic wallet card. And this is where it probably wouldn't have mattered if you had used double-sided tape, sticky tape, or even glue to glue those ends of the ribbon down, because it gets covered up anyway by these covers. I'm using Tombow mono adhesive glue to glue these down, and I am liking this glue very much. It's very strong. So I'm just making sure that the covers are glued on nicely, pressing them down and making sure no parts of them are going to come up. And it's time now to cut down my background pieces that I've got here. And I cut them down to pieces that are 3 1/4 inch by 4 3/4, and that leaves a nice blue border underneath. I'm going to stick them down with Scotch 3M foam tape, as I'd like a bit of dimension for that front cover and the back cover, because the front and the back essentially are going to be the same, so that when the card's opened it looks the same from either side. It's all part of the illusion. So I'm just taking care here to attach my layering pieces to the front and the back of the wallet. And I put the gift card back inside to have another try. And yep, that works either side. It looks like the card's moving from side to side. And I go ahead here and I've got my decorator pieces. The happy birthday stamp is from Uniquely Creative, and it's the Banner Sentiment Builder. And I like the way you can stamp it in black ink and it looks like that the text is done with white embossing, but it's not. So I'm taking care here to line this sentiment up in the same spot on the front and the back. And I pop it up on some 3M foam tape. I also took some scraps from the background, and that's what those 4 pieces are on the left hand side there. And I decided to put them inside as decorator pieces because the inside I thought looked a little plain. So I go ahead and glue them in. I'm a little bit out of frame here, guys, sorry about that. Whilst I'm gluing down these strips, I'm happy with how they are looking. It's giving the inside of the card a little bit of interest. Just gluing the last piece down here. And this card's nearly finished. I decided to stick some silver rhinestones onto the front and the back of the card, give it a little bit more interest on the front and back. It is a birthday card after all, so I go ahead now and I pop the gift card back in. It's time to check to make sure this is all working correctly now that the card is finished, and I just love the illusion of the card changing sides, but it isn't really. Such a fun way to give a gift card or some money. I encourage you guys to have a go at making this card. It doesn't take very long and it's pretty easy to do. So there we are, guys, this card is now finished. And if you'd like to head on over to my blog, there'll be an entry there explaining the challenge that this card was made for. And if you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would really love that. Thanks very much for watching today, guys. Have a great day. Bye for now.